What's good? What's good? This is Steeker. This is Steeker the podcast. Hey, do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate all the love and support from everybody. De toda mi gente. Hey, man. We're almost at the end of the year, and I hope that everything you have planned out, you were able to accomplish. Don't you give up now. Let's continue the journey and going into next year. Hey, focus on what you have to focus on. Be consistent. Stay disciplined. Stay focused. And yo, you know what, man? What I've noticed is that sometimes we can't pick and choose sides. We can't do that. Prime example. Okay. When you had this situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine, a lot of people called him a rat, put the cheese emoji out there. And we heard all this audio that, 6ix9ine was speaking. He was saying a lot of things, and it made you think, like, if you did the crime, you got to do the time, right? And we said, you know what, we ain't gonna deal with this guy. He came back out and, he did the whole rat look, and he was just, he was just too much for the people to handle, because a lot of people were like, you come back outside and this is the way you come back, right? And we didn't like that. But, we already stamped it. We said, hey, we ain't gonna mess with him. He's a rat, and it is what it is, right? Even though he tried several times to justify his reasonings, we still say, you know what, we ain't gonna deal with it. It is what it is, right? Then what happens? Gunna, Gunna. Y'all don't play like you don't know who he is. He ended up doing something similar, but when he got out, he was very low key. He was quiet. He just kept moving. But either way, he still spoke out and said what he said, especially because, these certain artists that come out and they have this vibe to them that they're street. And because they're street, they stick to a certain code. And because when they stick to that code, now, this is what we stand on business. But what he do? He did the same thing. But you know what I noticed? And this is what I noticed when that happened. The energy was not the same. Even 6ix9ine came out saying something about it. Hey, it is what it is. He did the same thing I did. And I noticed right there how people are quick to pick and choose sides and when to speak out. I don't know if they like Gunna to a level that, hey, you know what, we got to forgive him for what he did. Or, it is what it is. But I noticed right there, it's like there's a clear path that we were picking and choosing right there, right? And y'all probably wondering, like, Tico, where are you really going with this? Are we talking about something that happened in the past, or are we talking about something that happened right now? Because your thumbnail say something different. And of course, I got to talk about it, right? Myron, que lo que está pasando, homie? Hey, this is what I don't get, man. Is where's that energy you give to everybody else? And when it comes to Destiny, we got to give him his privacy. We have to learn from this. As hard as you go towards females and individuals and men out there, I'm just wondering, what's the difference with this one? So if y'all don't know, you know what I mean? And probably y'all probably won't even know what it is. But Destiny and Melina, whatever, they were a couple. They got married and they were in an open relationship. Both of them, not just one, both of them. And they have described it back in the days, why it works and how relationships can work if it's an open relationship. We're talking about bringing a man into the relationship, bringing a woman into the relationship, but they're married, right? And they did a press run. There's things that Destiny would say without it, and it made sense. But at the same time, I'm just like, it's hard to take anything from a person that doesn't value marriage, right? Another Adam 22 in the mix. And when you start seeing that clear path of another individual that's in the YouTube space and people are seeing him and people are wondering, like, is that relationship really working out like the way it is? So long story short, to sum it all up, he's filing divorce with Melina because she's with somebody that she's really attached to, another weaker man just like him. And what gets me is that when you got somebody like Myron from Fresh and Fit, this man has gave great advice. And I have listened to a few things from him. And like I always say, you take a little bit of everybody and say, you know what, this works for me. Am I going to take everything for what he talks about? And I'm a firm believer in everything that he says? No. But going back to the picking and choosing sides, you cannot pick and choose sides of when you want to express yourself and be aggressive and be all disrespectful towards men and towards women. At this specific moment, I was expecting that same energy you give to everybody else, because you got to keep that same energy. Look, I understand that at times it's almost like a business move because y'all business partners. And then you probably saw the algorithm and say, you know what, this makes money and this makes sense, so I'm not going to go as hard. However, listen to this. If you really, truly care about this person, you'll give them the business like anybody else. Because Destiny has to hear this. He has to hear the input. He has to put up with whatever comes his way. And probably somebody like you will probably play more of an impact, because guess what? Y'all had that time when y'all spoke about a lot of things in y'all podcast. And because y'all spoke about these things, why not bring that same energy? While the energy has shifted and has been more calm, you rather go against your ops, right? Put on the gloves, let's go for it, whatever. Okay, what is that going to do? Because all they doing is exposing who you are as a person. And I'm going to drop that link in my description because y'all can see how the energy is just different. It's shifting different. The reaction is weak. Why? Keep that same energy, because this is who you are as a person. And being who you are as a person and expressing yourself like that, that's what we expect the audience. And this is what I mean, man. Sometimes, man, it's hard for me to listen to these people at times because you don't know which way to go. Who did not see that happening? And not just Destiny and Melina, because they got divorced, they're going through a divorce thing and they're not really in the best space in the relationship. But who did not see that happening? Just looking from the outside in, I said to myself, that relationship is not going to work. How is that relationship even working there? How did it lasted that long? But when I started doing my research, I realized that she's not from the United States. He basically did everything so she could be legally here. In a way, she used him to build herself up. And now she has her own platform, has her own viewers, and people are paying attention to her. But that happened through him. And there was times that Myron would say, you're the reason why she is who she is, because we wouldn't even care who she is if it wasn't for you, because we don't know who she is. But look, long story short, what I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, keep that same energy, because your audience expects that. When you bring these other couples and you're saying, man, when you're looking at another man, you call it for what it is. You call him that, you say that he's weak, that you ain't got it together, that you need to get it together. You're with your woman, you're lucky that she loves you, she cares about you, and you give it all you got. But the energy's different. We can't pick and choose sides, man. We can't do that. The reason why Destiny's going through this because he put his foot in his own mouth. He made it very clear where he stood his ground at. And now I'm looking at Myron, I'm like, now is the moment for you to actually shine. And then he's like, oh, well, everybody else is doing it, but I'm not going to do it. Why? Why now? See, this is what I mean, man. You picking and choosing, and it's potentially a high possibility is because there's money and a business involved behind it. So now we don't speak about it. But look, this is what I say to anybody that listens to these people. Take it like a grain of salt, right? Take a little bit of what they do and what they say. And if you feel and if you think that could work for you, then apply it. And if it doesn't, it doesn't, man. Not everything they say is golden. You just take it for what it is. Look, I'm not in those kind of relationships, in those spaces where I could say I'm in an open relationship or have multiple women, because I've done that before. And what I noticed, it causes a lot of problems. And to me, I've always been a firm believer that a real man, a real one, right, is meant to have that one woman in his life. Yes, we have temptations. Yes, we could see other things and we say, man, but you have to have self-control if you're in a committed relationship. But hey, look, I'm not no expert in that, and I'm never gonna express myself like I'm an expert in that. But I will say, keep that same energy with everybody. Don't just pick and choose sides. Hey, do me a favor right now. Subscribe to the channel. Si te gusta lo que mira, press like. Share this video on your social media platforms. Drop a comment in the comment section. I'm always interacting with mi gente, ya tú sabes. Hit the notification bell to get notified. Visit the website, r2drec.com. And always remember, have peace in your heart, have faith, and never give up. All right, one. What's good? What's good? Hey, this is Stico. Hey, somewhere on here, there's a link to my music page. Y'all go check out the music. We got video, visuals, we got audio. Trust me, we got some dope music. When you get a chance, subscribe to that channel as well. The music is on there. Hey, let's keep this rolling, man. Y'all know what it is, man. This is Stico. All right, one.